through 10 is asking for you to write an expression that represents the total length. So length means a lot like going back to perimeter here, and how long is this segment? So if the first segment is x units long and the second segment is 9 units long, then I want to add the two together. So the total length is going to be x plus 9. In this case, I'm not multiplying anything. So for the next one, I have a length of x plus 4. And then in number 10, the last one, I have a length of a plus 2. So now, how is area and adding segments go together? So in 11, 12, and 13, it says, what is the area of each rectangle as the product, which is length times width, also as a sum of the area is in each box? In other words, what's the total area of each rectangle? So first off, we're going to write it as a product, and then second off, we're going to write it as a sum. Now, I don't like to think of it as product and sum. What I like to think of it as is dimensions, the dimensions of the rectangle versus the area of the rectangle. Before we can find the area, we have to know the dimensions. So in my first rectangle, I have a height of 5, and I have a length of x plus 7. So my dimensions is 5 by x plus 7. So what is that as an area? So the first box, again, has a height of 5 and a length of x. So in my first rectangle, we have an area of 5x. My second rectangle has a height of 5 and a length of 7. So 5 times 7 gives me an area of 35. So what is the total area of this rectangle? 5x plus 35. So let's take a look at number 12. So in number 12, again, let's start with our dimensions. So we have a height of x, and we have a length of x plus 12. So now, what is my area of the rectangle? So again, we're going to break it down a chunk at a time. So a height of x and a length of x gets me an area of x squared. A height of x and a length of 12 gives me an area of 12x. So what is my total area? X squared plus 12x. And so then now in the next one, so first off, what are my dimensions? So I have a height of a and a length of a, so a times a is a squared. My second rectangle, oh sorry, I skipped a step. My dimensions are height of a and the length of a plus 8, getting ahead of myself. So now let's talk about the area. So a height of a and a length of a is a squared. A height of a and a length of 8 is 8a. So my area is a squared plus 8a. Now, for problems 14 through 21, it says use the distributive property to rewrite each expression as a sum. You may want to draw a rectangle on a separate page to follow the technique above. Basically, what we're doing now is notice in 14 through 21 how you are given the dimensions. And so what is it asking for you to do? Well, if I have the dimensions of a rectangle, which is 4 and then x plus 7, you are having to find the area. And so it's exactly what we were doing with 11 through 13. You are now able to do this without having to draw a picture. So again, if I go back up to this top, where it says use a distributive property, like we reviewed earlier, 5 times x is 5x, 5 times 7 is 35. So for 14, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 7 is 28. So you're finding the area of each of these rectangles. So number 15, 7 times x is 7x. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. So what would that look like if I wanted to draw a picture of the rectangle and see what that looked like? I have a height of 7 and I have a length of x minus 3. So here's your 7x, here's your minus 21. So go ahead and finish the next few and then see how you did.